What's the biggest lesson you've learned so far?
Just don't stop. That's it, just don't stop. Just keep going.
Hello and welcome back to another Eightseven Talks interview. I'm so delighted to be joined today by Zanotti. Zanotti, thanks for joining us here today. So for the people who don't know you, how would you describe yourself?
I would say very energetic, confident, and always in the moment. And also like a hustler as well, I guess.
Nice.
Yeah.
And of course you're a musician. So like growing up, who would you say was your favorite artist to listen to?
I would say Skepta was my favorite artist. I like his confidence and his drive. And he also has this aura about him. I actually got a chance to sort of meet him at a Lord of the Mics event.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it was wicked. I was standing in the crowd and my friend goes, "Look who's next to you." And I said, "What?" It was only Skepta.
yeah.
And I was like, "That's wicked." And there was like a cypher going on and every MC jumped on. Like I saw SBK jump on and I saw and knew him.
Yeah.
So I thought, screw it, I'm going to jump on myself.
Yeah.
And I was standing behind Skepta. And I was saying every lyric of Skepta.
Mate.
I was going, go on and draw for the tour. He turned around like, right, you know my butt? I was like, of course I do. I swear down, it was wicked. But yes, I would say Skepta growing up is one of my favourite artists.
No, that's amazing. I mean, just having those experiences already, like seeing the crowd, the energy just being there, like for you, how much do you feel that's like going to be an important part of your music going forward as well?
It's a really important part because I feed off the energy, even the crowd. When the crowd is there, it just gets me going, you know? But it doesn't matter how many people are in the crowd, to be honest. I like to perform for whoever's there. And yeah, it's very important to bring that hype and get them all jumping around and going crazy.
Music is such a powerful thing and it's so important, especially in the era now of TikTok and people are trying to, like there's always different avenues out there to get songs and get sounds out there. So for you, obviously you've got a single called Love Cake. What was the inspiration behind that track?
The inspiration behind the track was kind of just, I was kind of going through a phase myself of looking for a bird or like a girlfriend, a partner.
Yeah.
And I just thought, I'm just going to write a tune kind of saying what I can offer and like get them whatever they like, you know, that's the main concept. But I feel it's a two-way street as well when it comes to like love, like they should also offer things back. But yeah, that's what the song's about. And there's also like lots of little hat tips from other rappers that I put in there.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So there's like lyrics about like J Hus, like lean and bop and like ad libs and stuff. Yeah, because I grew up on all that music, you know? Yeah. And that's what I've really put into it. But yeah, it's quite like a subtle sound. It's a drill beat, mind. Yeah. It's a drill beat, but it's got like more melodic vibe to it.
In the process of writing the song, obviously, how do you go about it? Like, what do you draw inspiration from and how do you set about making a song?
For me, it's more about the emotion I'm feeling at the time. And that's what really inspires me. If I'm feeling angry then I will just go to the paper and write down my thoughts. But I do also look at it from like the business aspect, you know? I think about like the structure, like the chorus and the verses. And yeah, that's how it's just through emotions, to be honest. Yeah.
What was life like for you growing up? So where did you grow up and what was that experience like?
So I'm from Trowbridge in Wiltshire. Have you ever been down there?
Nah.
No, so it's in the southwest of England. It's near the city Bath.
I think I've not been to Bath yet. It's on my list.
It's near Bath's nearest to Bristol.
Okay.
But more towards. So it's like Wiltshire is the county, and it has lots of little country towns in. Yeah. And Trowbridge is the county town of Wiltshire.
Nice.
It's like everybody knows everybody there, and it's great because the support when I first started blew up. So I think I was 15 years old when I did like a freestyle in a car.
Oh, nice.
And it was over the Skepta I Spy instrumental, you know, that one. And everyone started sharing it. And it was crazy because there wasn't really rap in my town like that. And it went like 750,000 views. Like from like a little, there's only 33,000 people in my town.
Yeah.
And all the surrounding towns, they were all supporting. It was great.
I think having that as like as an early memory and like an early situation is amazing, because it just shows you that, one, you've got the support for the gift, the passion you've got, and two, that you know that it's something that, yes, people believe in it and people are supporting it, and I can take this further and forward. And what would you say has been like one of your best like performances or shows you've done so far?
I would say NAS Festival. I've performed there 4 or 5 times now. Yeah. It's in the southwest of England as well, at the Bath and West Showground. And big rappers like Stormzy performed there, Dizzy Rascal. Nice. Yeah, massive. And it was just amazing because everyone from all the small towns in Wiltshire and Somerset, they always go to that festival. So walking around, I knew everyone. Everyone stopping me, save Zanotti, save Zanotti. So I actually jumped on stage with a guy called Basha. He's really well known. And I just smashed it. Everyone was in the crowd who knew me. And I got 3-4 wheel-ups straight away. Oh, wow. with Westy, who's like a massive grime DJ. Straight for, it was bloody amazing. And I also did a crowd surf. Everyone's like, go on, jump. And so I jumped on a big speaker and I looked in the crowd and there was like 4 or 5 girls at the front and they had their hands up, and I was thinking, they ain't gonna catch me. You know, I weigh 14 stone, they're not gonna catch me. And then some big guy with his top off, you know, festivals, he's like proper sweating it out. Go on, mate, go on, Zanotti, go on, mate, jump. And I jumped, someone squeezed my balls. I swear that I swear down, I'm not joking, someone squeezed my balls, and they're pushing me around the crowd. But it was just amazing because the people, they all supported me. It was a great show as well.
Those moments are priceless, you know. And like having that so early in your journey, that's like so important because it just shows you, okay, you've got such a vibe, especially in a festival. Like doing shows anyway, performing live is hard. But when you get a festival, you know people are there for other people. So when you capture the crowd's imagination and they're encouraging you and they're asking you to do stuff like that, that's when you know, okay, I've got something here. Okay, the vibe is flowing. So that's like super powerful.
Yeah, it was really good.
I guess the big question I'd ask then is like, what made you get into music in the first place? Obviously, you mentioned that you love Skepta, hearing his music is a big inspiration. Obviously, meeting him in person, that's like amazing. But what is it that made you sit back and think, yeah, music is the thing. This is what I want to do?
I must have been 14 years old. I was with my friends. They were a bit older. Yeah. Right? And we used to just jam underneath a bridge, you know, like... So we're underneath this bridge now and we listen to JME. Yeah. You know, the shut your mouth, you better type up yours. Yeah, that classic one. Yeah. And then I just started like rapping along to it. And my mates were looking at me, they were like, bro, you're hard. You know, they're like, yo, that's wicked. And I was like, yeah. And the whole way home, I was just rapping. I was just rapping this JME. And my mate who was walking with me, I got home and I thought, right, I'm going to write my own lyrics. So I started writing it over the same beat, the same JME beat. And that gave me the really, and that, ever since then, I've been rapping for 8 years now.
Mad.
Yeah. And I've been all over. I've been to Bath, I've been to Bristol, and then I moved to London and I've been there 4 years. Yeah, it's been a great journey. I've been studying music for 8 years. So I did like music performance for 5 years. And then I did music business at university for 3 years. And now I'm doing my master's, which is 1 year. Yeah, it's really good to like study as well, you know? Because I think it gives you structure. That's what it's done for me. It's given me structure to learn, but also be an artist too.
What would you say then is probably one of the most important lessons? Because obviously you've been studying music, like I said, for the past 8 years. You've learned a lot about the industry, about song structure, about all these things. What's the biggest lesson you've learned so far?
Probably just don't stop. That's it. Just don't stop. Just keep going. It's more about drive than it is about skill. You know, skill comes into it, but you just need to keep pushing at that. It's like chipping off like a bit of wood, you know? Yeah. You're just chipping it until you get your good statue or whatever you make. Yeah, and that's one thing I learned, yeah. And I would say probably take every opportunity kind of as well. I've learned that as well. But as you grow as a stronger artist, you kind of have to pivot to the right opportunities.
That's very true.
Yeah. When I first started, I was going drum and bass, grime, hip hop. I was doing every single genre. It's very popular drum and bass down where I live, so that's why I can spit really fast as well. Yeah. I'll show you. Back with a dough. Anybody want to take me in my flow? I go in, but them and dough. Taking my time, like smoking it. Oh, no, like that. And that's what I had to learn because I was doing raves and that and drum and bass, but I was actually like a grime MC.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah. So pivoting to the right opportunities, then you can hopefully succeed.
Now today's video is in partnership with a hot new brand that you should know all about, and their name is Buttah Box. Now Buttah Box is a gift box of delectable African snacks. It contains all your yummy favourites such as plantain chips, roast groundnuts, chin chin, and the ones that take you all the way back, like coconut candy, koro koro, and kuli kuli. Now there are 5 box options to choose from, ranging from the Vexi Moni box all the way up to the Owambe box, which is suitable for larger groups. Head over to buttahbox.com to order your box today. What was the last album project you listened to that you were like, I really love it?
The last album project that I really liked was Dig That's album. That's the most recent one. I loved it because it was like really raw.
Yeah.
And it was very street. I like listening to quite street. And I also, my first year when I moved to London.
Yeah.
I lived in Lewisham for a year.
Oh.
And that's where he's from. So when he says stuff about like Catford, like where I lived, I kind of like...
You kind of start to get it, you feel that, okay, now I understand not just the proximity, but also that feeling that you get down there. So yeah.
Which is such a cool thing, you know? And I loved living in Lewisham. Everyone treated me amazingly, you know? And the vibe was so great. Another album that I always go back to is Training Day by Potter Paper.
That's a classic.
Yeah. And that is very like motivational, you know? Like if you're having a bad day, you can just stick it on and it will just help you grind and hustle because it's so raw, you know? That's what I like. I like the raw energy and the realness. If
you had to pick one album or one song and you could only listen to that song for the next 5 years, so you got to pick either one project or one track, what would it be and why?
For me, I was thinking of one. I would probably pick the Burna Boy Yeah song. I think that's just such good vibes.
That is, you know.
That is just such good vibes. You put that on, everyone's in a great mood. And I love it when it comes on in the club.
If you were to name 5 artists that you could collaborate with in the future, who would your 5 be and why?
I would say I want to collaborate with Skepta. That's the first one. Because his creativity and the way he makes music is great. Like I watched a video where he's like in the back of a Rolls Royce up a mountain. I don't know if you've seen it. It's like an advert. And he's just making the beats. And I feel like if me and him get in the studio, then we can kind of collaborate and work well. I would say I'd like to work with H and RD as well, because I feel like they're the same style of music as me right now, like the melodic drill sound. And I have different concepts as well, but the whole like partying aspect that they talk about, I could talk about easily, you know? Like I go out like a lot, and so I feel I could definitely do like a tune like that. Yeah, I've also remixed RD's song Flowers. Oh, nice. Yeah, I've got a remix of that. That's on up and coming project too.
So who would be your last 2?
I would like to also collaborate with Stormzy from the UK, because he's just fantastic. I love how he can switch it up. I listen to him like about 3 times a week, you know. I like his Wicked Skengman series, you know, and I liked like when he like first started like the raw sound. I like to collaborate not on music but in the music business with Jay-Z. I just want to see kind of like how he works and how he produces tracks himself. Yeah.
At the minute you're an independent artist, like longer term, would you want to stay independent or would you like want to be in a label, I guess, like signed and everything?
I would like to be signed. I would like to be signed. I think as an independent artist, you can only do so much. Record labels kind of take you global, you know, and that's what I need, because I really want to
go all the way.
Yeah. I definitely think like within the next 5 years, I want to be in the top 100 charts in the UK. I want to be performing all around England and also Europe, if we're saying 5 years. I'll say 3 years, tour in England, and then I want to tour Europe. Yeah, in the next 5 years.
I mean, that's very, very doable. And I think that's a good goal to have, because then, like, as you were saying before about having opportunities and the right ones that come, you'll pick the ones that will help take you to that place.
Yeah.
So I guess, like, what's really important, you know, in everything we do, there's always that moment that like the light bulb hits, or we had a conversation with someone and it's like, I get it now. For you, what would you say is like the best piece of advice someone's ever told you?
I'll say probably like when someone's mentioned or I've heard the advice somewhere, like I watch lots of YouTube videos and so on, and someone said, no, it was Socks. There's a rapper called Socks from Birmingham, and he said that he just soaks everything in like a sponge, you know? So just soak everything in from the outside and it will like make you stronger. Yeah, like more knowledge, yeah.
Thanks for watching. If you're new here, you want to check out more of Zanotti's music, head over to Apple Music, Spotify, all those good sites. You can find him there. You can follow him on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook.
Yeah, it's all under the handle @Zanotti_music.
You heard it here first. All right. See you guys later.